So now the next thing we have is the audience. Okay, so you can see we have create new audience, and we also have use saved audience. So just in case you have you ran an ad before and you saved an audience, you can always come here to pick the audience you've already saved before. But this is our first time, as you can see, and we don't have an existing audience, so we just have to create a new audience for ourselves, right? So now the first audience we have here is a custom audience. Okay, so now the custom audience now the custom audience is used when you already have an existing audience. Custom audience are audiences are Custom audiences are audience that already are people that already view or already interacted with either your page, your ad, or um, comments on your post, or which took any action on your account. Okay, so let's look at it. Let's create a new custom audience so I can explain this more to you. So you can see custom audience and lookalike audience. Now lookalike audience can only be created when you have custom audience, right? So the only way you can create lookalike audience is when you have custom audience. So now look-alike audience are people that look like your custom audience. Now you already have an existing audience of people that interacted with either your ad or your post, and now you are creating an audience of those people. You are telling Facebook that, Facebook, I want you to create an audience that look like my custom audience, that look like my existing audience. So Facebook will only create. Okay, I think I need to. Going down, we have audience here, and here is the part that we have to define who we want our ad to be shown to. Okay, under audience, the first thing we have here is create new audience, and then we have use saved audience. Of course, you know this is a new account and we don't have a saved audience already. So what we need to do here is create new audience, because this is our first time of creating an audience on our ad manager. So to do that, we'll come down here, and the first audience you can target rather is the custom audience. Okay, the custom audiences. And now the custom audiences are people that have visited or interacted with your page, or maybe your ad, or any of your posts, right? So now you cannot create custom audiences unless you already have an existing audience. By existing audience, I mean people that have already interacted with maybe your post, your website, your Instagram or Facebook post, your offline activities, right? So now let's assume we don't have all this. We don't have a custom audience, so we cannot use a custom audience because we don't have one. Because if you end up using clicking or using a custom audience when you don't have an already existing audience, you will end up wasting your resources, you will end up wasting your money, because Facebook will not be able to target those people because they cannot find any data from you, right? So custom audience, even without installing a pixel on your website or your landing page. I'm going to show you how to install a pixel. That's when I'll be showing you how to create conversion adverts, right? So just in case you don't have a website or a landing page, you can decide to use the Instagram account to target people that have already interacted with your Instagram post or your Instagram ad or Facebook page. And note that before you can use this option, this Instagram account, you will need to connect your Instagram account to your Facebook page. And if you don't know how to do this, you can go back and watch the introductory video, which is free, right? So now the second option is the Facebook page. Now you obviously know you have to create a Facebook page before you can use this option. Okay, so for you to do this, let's assume we want to create a custom audience from our Facebook page. All we need to do is tap on the Facebook page or Instagram, just in case you have your Instagram connected already. This is a new account and I don't have it connected, so I'm just going to use the Facebook page to show you this, right? So once you click on next, you wait for it to load. Okay, here we go. This is the drop down menu that just appeared. So here you can see our page. This is the page I just created also for the purpose of this training. Okay, so now just in case you have other pages created, you can tap here and select a page that you want to create custom audience for. This particular option can be used on different pages. Okay, let's take for instance, this is not the actual page you want to run this advert on, but you want to create a custom audience from this particular page, then you can use the page, right? Hope you get that. So now let's say this is the page I want to create a custom audience from. I've already selected my page. Now the next thing I want to do is come here to where we have events. Okay, up here you have any, so you can just check the option here. You can read down and select which you want, any or all. Okay, after selecting your page, the next thing you want to do is come down to where you have events, okay, and click on it. And other events, you can see the options here. Let me go down. Under events, you can see the options. You can see people who currently like or follow your page, right? You can decide to pick that if that's what you want. The next one we have is everyone who engage with your page. You can read further here to get more details. Then you have anyone who visited your page, people who engaged with any of your posts or ad, people who clicked or who clicked any call to action button. Then lastly, we have people who sent a message on your page. So let's say I want to target everyone who engaged with my page, including people who have visited my page or taken an action on a post, right? I can decide to pick this, and then here the retention is the number of days. Let's say I want to target everyone who engaged with my page in the last 3 months, or in the last, let's say 1 month rather, 31 days, or let's say 30 days. People who visited my page or who engaged with my page in the last 30 days, right? You can choose one here depending on what you're looking for. And note that if you don't have much traffic or much audience that have engaged with your page, you need to select you need to pick a higher date, right? So that you have Facebook have an options or more options to send your ad to, or more people to send your ad to. Because if you have a narrow audience, if you are using a custom audience, you might not really get the result you want. Okay, so the next thing we have down here is audience name. Here you have to pick an audience, select or choose an audience name for your custom audience. Let's say Facebook visitors. Okay, visitors in the last 30 days. Oh, sorry, 30 days. Okay, so here you can decide to add a description to enable you and identify this particular audience, just in case you want to use it next time, right? So once I'm done with this, you can see it's optional here, so you don't have to worry about putting anything there if you don't want to. So the next thing you want to do is click on create audience. Okay, all right, so here you can see that my custom audience has been created. Okay, now I'm giving an option rather for lookalike audience, to create a lookalike audience for myself. You can see here, create lookalike audience. So I can decide to create a lookalike audience, or I can decide to opt out, right? So now let me just create a lookalike audience to make my audience more broader. So I'm going to tap on lookalike audience to create one. Okay, now up here you can see select audience location. Then after selecting your location, down here you can see select audience size. Okay, so if you have a smaller custom audience size, you can decide to increase your lookalike audience size to either 1-2%, but if you already have much visitors, you can just leave it at 1%. You can see the number of lookalike audience you'll be targeting, right? 427.3k, right? You decide to change it to 2%, you can see the number is increasing. Okay, so now once you're done with your lookalike audience, with creating your lookalike audience, this is the number of persons you will be targeting for 2%, this and this. So once you're done, the next thing you want to do is tap on create. Lookalike audience is creating, and now we have it created already. So you have your custom audience here and also your lookalike audience, right? So now down here, going down, we have the location. We have the location we want to target. And now before we go on, if you're using if you're using the custom audience and the lookalike audience, then there's no need touching this. Okay, there's no need touching this, right? So if you're using the custom audience and a lookalike audience, all you need to do after picking that or selecting that, the next thing you want to do is come down to where you have placements and continue running your ads, right? So now let's assume I'm not using a lookalike audience or a custom audience. The next thing I want to do here is select a location, because we don't have an existing audience already. This is Nigeria. Let's say we don't want to target the whole Nigeria, we just want to target, for instance, Lagos. We want to target people that stay in Lagos. So I'm just going to type Lagos there, and then pick city. And then here in location, you can decide to target people living or recently living in Lagos, or people living in Lagos, or people recently living in Lagos, or people traveling in Lagos, right? So now once you decide what you want, let's say what I want is people living or recently living in Lagos. Once I'm done picking that, you can decide to increase the audience here. Just that if you should increase it, you might be targeting people outside Lagos too. Okay, so now going down, let's say we've picked our location. Now you can decide to pick as many locations as you want. And please, if you're picking a broader location, make sure you have a high budget, right? You can't be using 1,000 naira and you want to use you want to select the whole Nigeria. Yes, it's possible to select the whole Nigeria, but if you're using an objective like conversion, which we are going to go into later, you don't have to use a broader location if you don't have a higher amount. But just in case you're running a traffic ad, an engagement ad, then why not? You can use a broader audience. It will actually give you the result you want, right?